Hello and welcome to our day 6, and in this video we'll discuss about what are access token, what are refresh token, and how server session work in our AI SaaS app. But before that, let us try to understand what are token. So token are basically a digital key that proves who you are and let you access protected part of an application. Now let us try to understand this in our code base. So in a nutshell, what we are doing whenever a backend receives post request, we extract the email from the request body and we generate the OTP. So like I told you all earlier, we are using this crypto model to generate 6-digit random number. And once we have that OTP, what we do is simply store that OTP in our database and we use this node miller library to send the email to user along with the OTP that has been generated. Now, once the OTP is received in our front-end system, if you can recall, we have the second step where we ask user to enter the OTP, right? So what we do whenever the user receive a particular OTP that is generated by our system, in our front-end system, we ask user to enter the OTP, right? Now what happens whenever the user try to sign up with the system generated OTP? Now what our backend do is, in a nutshell, we simply extract the email in the OTP that user has submitted. Then we check if the OTP submitted by the user is exactly the system generated OTP or not, and we do that by doing a query to our database, because once we generate the OTP, we also store the particular OTP in our database. And once the OTP match is found, we simply create the user, and what we do is we generate access token and refresh token, and we send that response to front end, and our front end process that request and redirect user to dashboard page. Now one more thing is there, what I want you all to know is, as we are using a common page for login and sign up, so whenever the OTP is requested, now what happens, we check if the email exists in our database or not. If the email is found, we know, okay, this is the registered user. So instead of creating user once again, we simply generate the access token and use the same user details and pass those details to front-end system. So in a nutshell, this is what we are doing. I know, there are a couple of codes that I have written. So if you need some explanation, please comment down below so that I can explain. Now let us try to understand the difference between access token and refresh token. So access token are short-lived token. It means it has a short lifetime. In our case, we have 15 minutes. It could be of 1 hour, 5 minutes. And refresh token are basically a long-lived token, which means it has a long lifetime. And the reason why it has, because whenever the access token expires, we use refresh token to get new access token every time, and it makes sure the user does not get logged out every time, and we have a secure connection whenever the user try to access any API in our backend. Now let us try to understand how the server session work in our AI SaaS. Now for server session in our app, we are using NextAuth. So let us try to understand how it works. Now if you see, NextAuth has pre-made configuration to make entire authentication system pretty easy. And we can leverage this configuration to make our own authentication system. So in our case, I've used Google provider to basically add Google sign in, and then we are using this credential provider basically for email sign in based on email and OTP. So this is what we are doing, and NextAuth take care of the entire session management in our app. In the coming video, we'll talk about what is middleware and why it plays important role in web application. I know there are some concepts in our code which I want to explain, but before that, please let me know if you're really interested or not. So do not forget to comment and share your thoughts. Till then, meet you with my next update. Bye.